Min's Minute, Modcast with his mates, Mo, Perry, and Satya. Episode 213.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Min's Minute Modcast with his mates. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Being adaptable, right, as we're seeing AI, even though it's kind of in the mainstream, only really starting to get going in the last couple of years, even though as a sort of technology, obviously it's been around for a lot longer. Mm-hmm. There's a thing now of, there seems to be a bit of a Me Too and pressure for organizations to really show to the world that they're on it, they're really embracing AI, they're using it in their projects and things like that. But the reality, and you see these reports of actually 90% of AI projects seem to fail. And I don't know if you saw this thing that was in the news. Sadly, it was from my old organization that I worked for.
Deloitte.
I couldn't possibly say, right? Because, being there 25 years, they struck hard. But they used a bit of AI for reports that they were writing, and it was a $400,000 project. And someone picked up on it because they're like, not quite sure about this, not sure about this. There were all of these totally incorrect references and things that were just made up. And sounds like they'd outsourced a little bit too much of the report to AI, or hadn't done that human part of actually sort of validating it. So I'm kind of thinking, how bad is that for the brand and more generally, is that a lesson to us all around? Just because you can doesn't necessarily mean that you should.
Yes, I did see the news on Deloitte and the $440,000. I would say that just the fact that someone is checking is good. Imagine if people would have built on top of that data and that created something that would be completely without a good foundation, right? All about hallucination. Even for a simplest report that would go out of a company, you have several eyes looking at it. And I'm sure that those eyes were now AI looking at it and not the human eyes. There's no human in this loop right now. And this came from outside of the organization. I would love to talk to a Deloitte person about what they think about.
I'm actually the one who did the prompt because they did a horrible job then. Right? Yeah. Then you're Deloitte and you don't know how to prompt this.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one would have ever discovered that they used AI if you do a proper job.
That's dear. Suspect your wish might come true in terms of being able to talk to them because they're probably not working there anymore.
But would they be allowed to talk though?
No.
But I think the prompting is something of interest, and this is what is also scary for the drug discovery. So something, because I was there in a conference in Amsterdam a couple of weeks ago, and this is exactly people were talking about, is there's still a lot of hallucination, and most of the LLMs and the models are not trained on biology so much. And even biology or the research does not have enough machine readable data. So what it would create would be, it doesn't have enough information to create something that is of much novel use. And I think this was a topic of debate and discussion as well. People recognize it, that we cannot blindly use AI or generative AI for drug discovery, but there are some parts of it we can use for removing the redundancies or shortening the life cycle. But then there's a lot of organizational pressure to use AI. It doesn't matter what you're doing with it, but just use with it.
Yeah, I think AI strategy implementation, simple, right? No one is putting that in place. They're just going in, okay, this is ChatGPT, this is this. Let's just use it and play around with it without any structure. So it's unstructured testing, right? And implementing. You need to have a structure to be able to do this right. 100%, that person that did that. The thing is, I actually saw a parody online that there was a software engineer was coding and developing a product, and they hired a person. It's called a AI fixer, right? So that's actually a new role that will be introduced. It was a parody. So that is semi-true right now. Even in many organizations, they don't say it that much, but there is someone as an AI fixer. But right now, there's not a lot of AI fixers. So what's going out there is not great. So should we sacrifice efficiency and just getting something out there versus the quality and the true outcome we want to achieve. So I think there's a lot of sacrifice happening right now, but we need to think about quality and outcome, and AI should not be used for everything. Like, use your brains. Okay, use it in places that is maybe less risky. Maybe it doesn't need as much thinking, right? Maybe enhancing an image or something. Maybe that's okay to use. No offense to the creatives. I'm just talking about enhancing, nothing more. But the creative side still needs to be led with the creatives. So AI strategy and how we implement things needs to be thought out. Like, people are just going blind. And yes, there's corporate pressure and all these things. My friend in Microsoft or my other friend in Google, they're all doing it. We have to do it. But to what sacrifice? And it goes back to where the money's going as well, is if everyone's blindly doing things and testing them without any structure, is that money all wasted?